Good morning, guys. So I survived and I drank a bunch of water before I went to bed, washed my makeup off. Very happy about that. And this morning I woke up around, I don't know, 7 or 8 because I really had to pee. And I had like a little tiny tinge of like, but I drank some water and I went back to sleep and I woke up completely fine. So yeah, I did keep going back to sleep, and let's just say I finally got out of bed officially in a PM time instead of an AM time, but whatever. We were out really late. Much later than usual because we left to go out a lot later than usual. Anyhow, so not a lot going on today. I'm editing yesterday's vlog now. I'm really hoping that it doesn't take as long as it did yesterday to upload, because yesterday was insane. I don't know, I think AT&T is messing with me. Every time that I complain, I feel like they make it slower. Because, like I said, yesterday there was no devices. Yesterday I used data on my phone the entire day to let this thing upload. And my mom's not here or anything like that, so no other devices were using that internet, so it makes zero sense. I even turn off the Wi-Fi on my other computer and all that. It makes zero sense. So I got a craving for those dumplings again, so it's been a while since I've had them, and I've forgiven them for their past indiscretions. So this is what happens when you sit down to film just a simple St. Patty's Day tutorial, and you've kind of been pent up from not being able to put makeup on for a while, and this happens. I look like a leprechaun on crack. Anywho, still didn't put anything on my brows. Oh, I'll give you guys a brow update today. So I looked online for more information. The thing is also, because since microblading isn't so, I mean, it's common in a way, but in a way it's not. It's not something like, you know, you can find someone that does microblading on every corner, so there's not as many websites. So not all of them have this information, but I found one that specifically talked about the healing process. And one of the things they said was it's going to be the darkest the first 5 days. And then day 5 through like 12, it's going to be way too light. And then once it's healed, they said it's like too dark, too light, and then just right. So apparently you see how like all that lightness, apparently how it works is what comes off is superficial pigment. And then deep under the skin is what's deposited, like the actual pigment. So apparently once it's healed, like that'll come to the surface. So that's why I say like you need to wait until it's completely healed before you figure out whether or not you need retouches and where you need the retouches. So gonna be really good. I'm not gonna put any makeup on there. I might have to like do some creative editing for the photos I took for today, because I just don't feel like dealing with the crazy people that have all kinds of opinions on Instagram. The main reason why I wanted to film this tutorial is because I wanted to put to use the Pur Cosmetics items that I got on Octoly, because I think I'm late to do a review because I didn't realize I wouldn't be able to put makeup on. So yeah, all of this like glowiness you're seeing, not this obviously, but the kind of glowiness of my face is that primer I was talking about, the Pure No Filter Blurring Photography Primer. I really like this. Like if you guys saw the photos that I posted, it has like a goldish like sheen to it. So you could probably even use this as a base for powder highlight to make it pop even more and kind of stick. This is really, really good. And then the foundation and the brush. So I was actually surprised with how this brush applied. I find like it wasn't streaky at all, and I think it's because it's very densely packed. Not streaky at all. The issue I had was obviously trying to get as close to the brows as possible without touching the brows, but also getting into like little crevices. I found that this brush was a little cumbersome. I would love for them to come out with a smaller version, because I know like those Artiste brushes, they have like a bunch of different sizes. So if they came out with a smaller version, which I don't know, maybe they do already have one, but I just haven't seen it, just to kind of get around the like nose and all that, just to make it a little easier to apply. But it wasn't streaky at all, which I was very surprised, because I've been using sponges for months now. You know, I started off with brushes and I swore by brushes, and then I got really into sponges, so I haven't really touched foundation brushes in a while, so this is pretty cool. The foundation, it's 12 Hour 4-in-1 Skin Perfecting Foundation. So I did like it. The shade worked for me. The only thing I would say about it is I feel like it might be a little too thick to apply with that brush. I know that they sent these together and they're meant to be used together, but I find that this is a little on the thick side for that brush. I feel like it would be a lot better and you would use a lot less product if you used a damp sponge. That's just my opinion. But with a more liquidy foundation, I feel like the brush would work even better. Just because the reason I'm saying that is because, especially if you have like drier skin and all of that, or you have to conceal a lot of pimples and whatnot, because this is on the thicker side, when you're trying to move that product around, you're having to kind of go over the areas a bunch or like press harder. So if you've got like stuff concealed under, if you have like dry skin, you're gonna kind of flake up and give you kind of a cakey appearance. I don't really have that much, so it worked fine for me. That's what I would say. So I would say I like both of the products, but I don't love them together, if that makes sense. Like I like them both, but I wouldn't put them together. Like that brush would go really well with like the Urban Decay Naked foundation, not the All Nighter, because All Nighter's thicker. The Naked one is a little more fluid, so I think it would go really well. Like this comes out kind of like a thick cream. Let me see if I can do a one-handed swatch. See how it comes out? It's very like, I'm gonna drop or anything like that. One thing that I do wish about this foundation is that because it says it's a 12-hour foundation, who's wearing 12-hour foundation at nighttime? Chances are you want a 12-hour foundation because you want to wear it from day to night. So my only complaint is that it doesn't have SPF. I think it should, especially it being like Pur Cosmetics. I feel like they always kind of do things with skin care in mind, I feel like a little bit. You know, since they started with like the mineral like powder foundations and things like that, I think SPF added to this would be excellent. Yeah, so I'll read you the description. The high performance 12-hour demi matte foundation helps to cover imperfections and instantly perfect the skin while helping to correct problem areas over time so you can confidently wear it all. Designed for face and body and formulated with Pur's proprietary energy complex and keratin complexes, formula renews the look of your skin and goes the distance. But yeah, I'm not sure what the cost of all three of these items are, but I will link them in the description box if you want to like learn more about them. I'm still going to be obviously having that makeup tutorial on my main channel, but I thought like a little kind of mini review would be good. And I'm wearing the Pur Cosmetics 3D silk lashes in Bombshell. I really like them. They're not like an everyday lash, that's for sure, but they go well with this leprechaun crackhead look. Pur Cosmetics, if you're watching this, I don't normally do my makeup like this. I'm just a little deprived. So, yeah. This is what I've been up to for a while now. And the vlog from yesterday is uploading. I should probably check on it. Just kidding. I forgot to put it to upload. I'm sorry guys, it's probably gonna be late. I totally forgot to put it to upload. I finished, because the thing is it's like so many steps. It's so many steps. If you've ever uploaded video, like edited and uploaded video, it's just a lot of steps. It's like importing all the files into your editing software and then putting them into the video, editing it down, and then having it like created into a file, like compressing it or whatever. And then that's like, once that's done, then you have to put it into YouTube and get it, like, there's just a lot of steps. And I finished that video hours ago. I am an airhead. Thankfully it's not like an over 10-minute video, so it shouldn't take 6 hours like yesterday. Right now it's estimating an hour and a half, so it might still get up before midnight, and I apologize again. So I'm gonna charge the camera because it's dying, and then we'll get back to it. So fun fact, Luna has been without that muzzle all day long, and she's been a really good girl. Yes, you have. But we just don't know when you're gonna turn. When the dark side comes in. She knows I'm talking about her, or talking to her. So, yeah. Oh, look at you, pretending like you're all innocent. And she was even good when, like, Hugo was, like, trying to play with her, and she just was not into it, and he was just, like, messing with her. I was, like, getting nervous. But, yeah, it all worked out. Okay, so you guys have seen me prep my hair for, like, retouching it. So I wet my hair, towel dried it a little bit. You guys know I use the Olaplex Step 3, I think I have like a small drop in here. And so you apply it on wet hair and you leave it on for like, you comb it through and you leave it on for at least 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. I leave it on all night. I ran out of shower cap, so I brought some saran wrap. I'm gonna see if that works. And obviously the ends are gonna need it the most. Although, it's been a long time since I've done this step 3 because I'm slacking. And since you're gonna like use shampoo to take it out, you know, once it's done, you can go heavy on it if you want. But if you have like an ombre or a balayage or something like that, you don't need to put it on your like roots. My entire hair is bleached, so my hair is like super tangly. And if you haven't watched the video that I did before of this, step 3 just, well, Olaplex in general rebuilds the bonds that bleach breaks. I'm combing. I always want to start at the bottom. And for a compromised hair like mine, you want to use a paddle brush or like a wet brush. You don't want to use a comb because a comb is just going to like rip through the hair, which is really bad for hair like mine. You start at the bottom and then you work your way up. You can go a little higher. You just do this and then pretty much all that. So let's see. Let's see, I can rub my hair. This is not gonna work. It might work easier if I had someone to help me. Just to cut the stupid saran wrap. Okay. It's like really tight. I'll probably still sleep with a towel on my. If you don't have shower cap, just saran wrap your head. Easy peasy. Alright, so I'm gonna call it a night for this vlog. I feel like we got a lot done today, even though I spent most of the day sleeping. You know, a few things checked off my list. I will see you guys tomorrow.